Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And I thought I'd do a little video, basically because I'm bored to death. Waiting on the pro to come in. And I thought I would touch bases on a new product. Not some, a new product. Um, Somebody had emailed me the other day and asked me if I was going to make a barrel break for the 45 caliber Challenger. And I had been kicking it around for a while because I would like to put one on it and make it look like a sniper rifle, I guess you would call it. But I wanted one that actually worked. Before I had, well, I don't have one available right here. Let me grab that and I'll be right back. I hope you're having your Trump coffee today. I am, as everybody knows, every day's Trump coffee day. And I had this one here for the Challenger 357 and 30. And they could probably be used for the 25 caliber also. But it won't be caliber particular. Yeah, this one is made for the 30 and the 357. Mainly for the 357, but it will work for the 30 cal, anything below that. And this one is adjustable so that you can change where you put your holes. You could change it to adjust it, because it does make a difference in the way the gun shoots, depending on how you have that set, I'm sure. I haven't gotten down to the scientifics on it, but I'm just guessing. But anyway, I told him that I was going to work on one, and I have. Right now, you can probably hear my printer in the background in the other room are working. I've got 3 different ones that I'm working on. Well, actually 2 different ones. One of them, I'm experimenting on the 3D printer to see how it's going to print the best. So right now I have the Challenger here in the back, the 50 cal. And yes, I did test it to make sure that it was going to, my nose dripping for some reason. Maybe I have COVID. I hope not. Some days I hope I do, but some days I don't. But this is it, and it's a monster. I didn't realize it was going to be that big, but there's the one that I made. Now, what I did was, if I can get a way to set this without it being awkward, is I've threaded it, and these things are the devil to thread because you got to use the 4-jaw chuck, and I had to make a special adapter to give him a tailstock to actually center this in the 4-jaw chuck. But this is the barrel break that I'm thinking about putting up for you guys. Yes, it's big, as you can see by my hand how big it is. And if you hold on just a second, I'll give you a measurement. It is about 4 3/8, actually 4 1/4 exact. 4 1/4 inches long and 2 1/4 inches wide that way, and 1 3/4 this way. Now, this one required support, and I added support in it because I laid it on the bed like that right there, and when I did, it left an overhang right here on these holes. And I thought I had added supports to it, but apparently I didn't. And when it got about right there, print-wise, I noticed that it wasn't putting no supports right here. So I went ahead and let it go and thought, well, we'll see. And it did okay. Right there is the bottom. Right inside there is the bottom, how smooth it is. And right there is the top. And it didn't do too bad. A little bit of filing, it worked just fine. And it's pretty hefty and solid. Like I said, this one's for the 45 and the 50 cal. And yes, I put the Bison logo on it. I also made one identical to this, but I put this hole, the top hole, I duplicated it on this side. So it's going to have the same on both sides. This one's flat on the bottom and the hole's on the top. So then I made a jam nut to go on here, and this is 18mm by 1.0 thread. So I made a jam nut that is knurled, and just because this is a pain in the butt to lay it out, this will probably be a bestseller just because of that alone. So then we put our jam nut on there. Then we thread this on, and yes, it's plastic, so you got to be really careful not to cross thread it because it could be very easy to do. And the jam nut is basically to make sure that you have it clocked right, because you want the top to be the top and the bottom to be the bottom. So I'm just going to eyeball it right now, and then you put the jam nut on it, and you can turn both of those and then hold the jam nut and then turn it a little bit further to tighten it against the jam nut. So this is what I'm thinking about using for the barrel brake. And yes, it's big, but barrel brake serves a purpose. To me, it don't matter. I don't need a barrel brake. This is, for me, is just cosmetics. But if somebody's looking down that barrel, I think they would be a little scared, wouldn't they? I mean, can you imagine that thing pointing at you? You don't want that. That deer would be like, oh my God, he's got the beast out on me. But this is the Challenger 50 cal that I've got. And my buddy, Dale, the one that gave me the grinder the other day, he come over and I said, would you like to shoot it? Now, I hadn't shot it yet. In fact, today, about 20 minutes ago, was the first time I ever shot this gun. And I did it to test out the barrel brake to make sure it wasn't going to fly apart. And it actually worked pretty good. So, there's no clipping going on with it. And it looks different. Now, if you've got the 32-inch long, this would look a whole lot better, because then this would be a lot further away from the end of the tank. So right now it's just pretty close to the tank. You can still get your cap off. So I think I've got the 24-inch barrel. So that's the new product that I have, that we're going to wait and see what you guys say. If you're interested in this, in the next video, I'll show you, well actually I'll just show you a picture of it right now of what I did on the other one that requires no support on the 3D printer. Basically all I did was took this exact same one and I flattened the sides of it so that I could lay this on the bed on this side, basically like that on the bed. So the other one that I'm doing has flat sides on both sides, and it actually looks pretty good. So I'll show you a picture of that right now. I like it. It makes the gun look different, and looks pretty cool. So we've got our scope ready for the Challenger Pro, and we're going to do something about that stock. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we're going to do something with it. So now I want to show one more thing that I'm probably going to add to my site. It's not because there's something wrong with it. Trust me, guys. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of guy. This 357 Challenger that I made the sports stock for, it works really good. It fits really good. But I'm probably going to sell this stock. The reason that I'm selling this stock is because I spent, if you guys remember on that video that I did the stock, the original stock, I spent a lot of time on that stock. And this one here is the one we are referring to. And I like this stock. Yes, it's still bulky, but I still like it because of what I did to it. I spent a lot of time on it. I made the pistol grip cap and got the Picatinny rail on it, and I did all that, giving it some electricity. And I was really proud of this stock, so I'm going to put this one back on it, and then I'm going to sell the sports stock. So if you guys are interested in this, and don't tell me you're interested in it and then I never hear from you again, I still have two stocks, like the tactical, that 3 different people said, you make them, I want one. I made them, nobody got it. So I don't like that, man. You know, when I ask you guys what you want and you tell me what you want, then that's the information I go on to make these parts for you. If I spend the money on the filament and the electricity and the time to print these things, test them, make them fit, and then nobody buys them, well, I just wasted all that electric. I've already wasted the filament, you know, and my time. My time's worth something, guys. So, you know, yes, it is what it is. I don't know if it's just because everybody's waiting on tax time. I don't know. But regardless, I made the moves according to what you guys wanted. And that's what it's all about, is making the stuff that you want. So, but we're going to change and do something a little different next time. This year, I'm not printing any more of these until I know that somebody wants them. And I may just make it a order item, which is probably the best thing to do. Is you pay for it, I print it, I send it. That way I'm not out of any filament, and if I need to restock on my barrel bands for the Challenger, I can, because I didn't waste all that filament. So, you know, it's hard to make all this stuff and then they don't sell. Then I'm stuck with something that I could have used for something that does sell, if you understand that. So, but anyway, this video's gotten a little longer than I expected. I was just wanting to show that, and the sport stock. This stock here is for sale, and I'll give you another look at it. It's got an adjustable butt plate. It's a pretty nice looking, it is a nice looking stock. And it's going to be the same price as the tactical. So just to give you a refresher on the tactical, I'll show you that one too. This one I'm not changing. I like this tactical one. I actually really like this tactical one. This one is the one that I have two of them sitting there in a box ready to go out. And I don't know if it's just that it has my logo on it and nobody wants my logo, which I really don't blame them. Maybe they don't want to advertise for me. Maybe they hate me and don't want to advertise for me, but they want the stock. So who knows? That can be filed off though. If you don't want to advertise for me, that's fine. Just file it off. Sand it and polish it back down. But this is a really, I like it. It fits well in my hand. It's got plenty of Picatinny rails on it. It's got a Picatinny rail on the bottom, both sides, and the bottom of this. And pretty sweet stock. Now the new ones that you guys will get won't be like this. This just happens to be the Cattleman one that I had, and I liked it. And I've done some work to this one to make it work for me. I put a set screw in the bottom here so that once I got it where I wanted, it can't move. And it's got an adjustable cheek riser on it, and I like that part. And this one's not for sale. This one's mine. I've done some painting on it, painted the logo and painted the fire and safe. Now that, you won't have that on yours. One of those I think I did paint, but like I said, if you don't like the Bison logo, file it off. Now, we're going to be doing a review. I got 2 reviews coming up, actually 3. I have not done a review on the Gauntlet 2 yet, and I'm still working on it to make it my own. And I went and got some of this stuff right here to put on the tank, and I put it on the tank, and man, it looked beautiful. The problem is I couldn't get the cover back on it that, you know, slides off, that goes around the tank. I couldn't get the damn cover back on it because these are pretty thick, and by the time I got this on there, it made the tank too big, and it was hitting the edge of this and was trying to wrinkle it when I was trying to push it back on there. So I ended up having to cut it back off. Oh, it made me mad. But you can see right there where I tried to slide it up on there, it made 2 big old lines right there and just destroyed it. So I ended up having to cut that back off of there, and that can be used for lining a drawer or something, we use it for something, I'm sure. But I've got this in different sizes that I got. I got 50 millimeter, 40 millimeter, and I'm still waiting on my 20 millimeter, and I think I got a 15 millimeter. But I'm trying to do some of this stuff. This is basically heat shrink that goes on fishing poles, and I've seen a lot of people online doing that, so I wanted to try my hand at it too. It just didn't work. The only way that I can get it to work on my gauntlet, and it looked really good, I have to mill out the edge of this right here, because this won't slide back on once you get this stuff on there. And yes, I could put it on there up to here, but then if I ever needed to take this off, I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know if this can be unscrewed. The tank can be unscrewed without taking this off, but still, if I ever need to take the gun apart to fix it or work on it, then I would have to cut it back off, and I'm not going to do all that. Of course, I could just unscrew the bottle and then take this off. I might do that, but there would be one part right here that didn't have any on it, because if you did it at an angle and you went to turn it, then it would still hit. There's not enough room between the inside of this and the tank for this to go in there. So it needs to be a hole milled all the way through it to allow the thickness of this, and then some, so you don't scar it up when you're putting it on. But I want to do a review on this once I'm done, and I want to do a review on the Challenger 50, and I got the 357 Challenger Pro coming, and we're still waiting for the shipment to come in. It's been about a month, and we're waiting on it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, me rambling on. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and by all means, don't forget to have your truck coffee. And you guys have a good one. Later.